What if the life you've been chasing is already yours, but you've been standing in the wrong version of yourself to receive it? Breathe with that. Let it echo, because if reality is a mirror of identity, then you haven't been denied. You've simply been mismatched. Not unworthy, mistuned, not late, misnamed. And the moment you step into the version of you that already lives the outcome, reality stops resisting and starts reflecting. This is not fantasy. This is resonance. This is identity turning into signal, and signal becoming form. You've tried force. You've tried affirmations shouted into the wind. You've made the lists, the vision boards, the countdowns, and still, something in you felt out of sync, like a beautiful song slightly off-key. Effort without identity is friction. Effort with identity is flight. Tonight, we shift the one thing that silently governs everything: who you are being. Now, listen. In the quiet, there is a city of possible. Use every choice, a doorway, every emotion, a key. Some versions breathe freely, some versions brace, some versions sit at the table of abundance and call it normal. Others watch from the window and call it someday. The field does not reward hope. It organizes around coherence. When your thoughts, breath, posture, words, and tiny decisions pulse the same frequency, doors that were stuck begin to slide open without a sound. So, how do we become the version that already has it? We begin with naming. The nervous system follows names. If you call yourself the one who tries, you will keep trying. If you call yourself the one who arrives, your entire biology reorganizes to finish, to receive, to hold. Whisper it. Not like a wish, but like a password. I arrive as the one who already belongs. Let the syllables settle. Feel the chest widen a little. Feel the breath deepen. These are not theatrics. They are commands. There is a science beneath the sacred patterns of thought. Carve grooves in the brain. Emotions bathe the body in chemistry that either confirms lack or confirms having. Identity is the conductor. When the conductor raises the baton, breath, muscles, language, attention, the entire orchestra tunes to match. If the baton points toward scarcity, every section plays suspense. Point toward sufficiency. The strings warm, the horns open. Percussion becomes heartbeat. This is not an argument with reality. This is leadership of your internal symphony until the world hears your score and joins. Pause. Notice the shoulders. Notice the jaw. The version of you that already lives the result is not clenching for survival. They're organizing for expression. So we cue the body first. Chin relaxed, crown lifted, shoulders melting down and back. Breath. Slow on the inhale, slower on the exhale. Lengthen the out. Breath until your thoughts run out of room to panic. You're teaching your biology a new normal. Safety in success, safety in ease, safety in being seen now. Language. The old self narrates in future tense. I will. One day, if only. The aligned self narrates in present evidence. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is how I move. We don't lie. We lead instead of saying, I will be disciplined. Say, I make clear decisions today instead of, I hope to find my people. Say, I curate rooms where I belong. We aren't pretending. We are installing. Words are not pedals, they are screws. Tighten them. Identity has a rhythm. Hear it. Decision, action, reinforcement, repetition, stabilization, identity. Small doesn't mean weak. Small means signal dense. One glass of water before coffee says, I honor clarity. One email sent with courage says, I go first. One boundary kept says, I don't outsource my worth. These are not errands. They are frequency markers. Each repetition thickens the identity until the world can no longer treat it like a phase. Let's address the mind that loves to negotiate. It asks, but if I act like I already have it, won't I be delusional? Number delusion denies facts. Embodiment includes facts, and then pilots them toward the preferred timeline. You don't ignore the bill. You pay it from the posture of the person who pays things with calm. You don't deny the scale. You feed and move as the person who nourishes the body they respect. You don't fake confidence. You select behaviors that confidence selects. Until your chemistry catches up, and it will catch up. The body is impressionable. Breathe like the outcome is normal, long enough, and your nervous system files it under safe. Speak like the outcome is held, long enough, and your reticular system filters reality to confirm it. Walk like you belong, long enough, and rooms stop checking your ID. The shift is not theatrical, it's technical. You are training probability to prefer you. Now we talk about attention, the most valuable currency in the universe. Where you place it, you pay. You fund futures with your focus. Two choices, always two. Feed the identity that doubts, or feed the identity that does. We're not pretending the old voice isn't loud. We're deciding it is not the author. So when doubt starts its speech, do not argue. Adjust your posture, slow your breath, and place your eyes on the next honest action. Action is a solvent. It dissolves the glue of overthinking. Consider time, not as a ruler, but as a fabric. Some identities wrinkle time. Delay becomes default. Others iron it smooth. Coincidences line up like notes in a score. When you stabilize the identity, you compress the timeline. The universe doesn't need to ship your future from far away. It only needs a stable address to deliver to. Become the address. Become the place where your outcome fits without drama. You ask, but what about faith? Faith is not hoping loudly. Faith is behaving consistently. Faith is the quiet way you make space in the calendar before proof. The way you tidy the room that will hold your results before a single guest arrives. The way you answer emails like you're already booked, yet generous. Faith is a choreography. Feet moving in agreement with what the mouth says is coming. Let's practice a micro ritual, a 90-second identity lock-in stand or sit tall. Inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Again, inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6. Now place one hand on your chest and one on your lower abdomen. Name the identity. I am the version who underscore. Fill that blank with one verb. Delivers, creates, leads, receives. Whisper it 3 times. Each time, slow the exhale. On the third whisper, soften your eyes and visualize not the prize, but the posture of the version who holds it. The way they open the laptop, the way they close the door, the way they say, "No kindly," and mean it. Lock that posture into your breath. Inhale, who exhale how. That's 1 minute of signal the universe can grip. Identity loves environment. Your room is not innocent. It is either a rehearsal of your past or a stage for your future. Remove items that anchor you to the identity you outgrew. Add cues that normalize the new you. A calendar on the wall with real blocks. A water bottle on the desk. A light that makes you want to be seen. Shoes that say, "We go for walks when we think." You are not decorating. You are encoding. Let's get practical with identity. Aligned decisions. Before each task, ask one question. Would the version of me who already has it say yes to this? Not can I manage it? We're done worshiping capacity. Ask, does it match my signal? If it leaks energy, it leaks timeline. If it begs for proof you cannot ethically give, it begs for a future you don't want to maintain. Say no, and watch a better yes arrive, strangely on time. There will be days where emotion drags, where the old identity pitches a reunion. Expect it, do not moralize it. We don't shame a pattern. We're retiring. We thank it, then we redirect. On those days, reduce the scale, keep the signal. Maybe it's not a full workout. It's a 10-minute walk with bold posture. Maybe it's not a chapter. It's a single immaculate email. Maybe it's not a launch. It's a clean list. Identity is cumulative. Tiny does not mean timid. Tiny means inevitable. Now, listen for a subtle trap chasing novelty. The old identity loves a new plan every Monday because novelty is a costume for avoidance. The aligned self loves repetition because repetition is a machine for certainty. Choose a few rituals and make them unimaginably consistent. Same wake time, same breath sequence, same planning block, same evening shutdown. No drama. Boring is holy because boring becomes baseline, and baseline becomes identity. Let's revisit the hook, slowly so it sinks past the mind and into the body that executes. What if the life you've been chasing is already yours, but you've been standing in the wrong version of yourself to receive it? If that's true, you don't need more minutes. You need new meaning inside the minutes you already have. You don't need louder goals, you need clearer agreements with yourself. Agreements you keep when no one claps. Agreements you keep when no one sees. Agreements that make applause inevitable. Some of you will feel a grief rise up, a grief for the seasons you spent hustling in the wrong costume. Let it move through. Grief is not evidence you failed. It's evidence you're finally telling the truth. Wipe your eyes, unclench your jaw, and step forward unpunished. You're not behind. You're on the first day of alignment. And alignment multiplies time. There's also courage required, because the correct identity often costs you the rooms that prefer you uncertain. Let them go with gentleness. Do not hire the old you as your publicist. Do not audition for parts you've already outgrown. There will be silence between identities, a space where no one claps because you haven't premiered the new show. That's not rejection. That's incubation. Tend to the rehearsal. The audience arrives at opening night. If you want a phrase to hold when you forget, hold this. I stabilize first. I scale second. We are done with chaotic winds that collapse under their own hype. We are here for steady resonance that compounds. Stabilize your mornings. Scale your afternoons. Stabilize your nutrition. Scale your sessions. Stabilize your communication. Scale your collaborations. Stability is sexy. The universe invests in what is stable. Now, relationships. The aligned identity is not a lone wolf. It is a selective architect. Choose proximity that respects your signal. Sit near people who treat your new identity as obvious. Borrow their calm. Return it with results. If a conversation corrodes your posture, cut its oxygen, not because you're superior, but because you're serious. Money. Let's make it unmystical. The identity that has treats money like oxygen needed, respected, not worshipped. They count it without fear. They spend on alignment, not anesthesia. They release dollars toward education, tools, rest, the triad. They don't throw money at panic. They place money where it multiplies ease and skill. This posture changes opportunities more than any hack creativity. It thrives when you reduce performative pressure. The aligned identity doesn't create to prove. It creates to transmit. You're not shouting. You're signaling. Make something useful. Make something beautiful. Make something true. Then let it travel. The ego wants viral. The aligned identity wants vital. Viral may happen. Vital will health. Your body is not the obstacle. It's the instrument. The identity that has doesn't punish it into compliance. Sleep is not laziness. It's logistics. Movement is not penance. It's programming. Food is not morality. It's information. You pick inputs that make output inevitable. Let's craft a daily alignment protocol you can memorize. Wake without your phone for the first 20 minutes. Sit or stand tall. Inhale 4. Hold 2. Exhale 6. 5 cycles. Whisper your identity verb. I lead. I deliver. I receive. Drink water before coffee. Signal clarity. Write 3 lines. 1. One identity behavior for today. 2. One boundary you'll keep. 3. One valuable action that moves the needle. Move your body for 10 to 30 minutes. Choose repeatable, not heroic. Build a 90-minute deep work block. No notifications. Protect like oxygen. Close the day by naming evidence. 3 tiny proofs that you behaved as the version who already has it. Let the nervous system file success equals safe. Repeat. Repetition is not punishment. It is permission for the universe to trust you with more. Let's talk setbacks. They are not omens. They are audits. When something stings, don't spiral, study. Ask, which part of my identity cracked under pressure? Then, reinforce that joint. Clearer boundary, simpler system, earlier start, gentler evening. No shame, just engineering. The future pays those who fix the weak link without theatrics. And when celebration arrives, because it will, receive it cleanly. Don't downgrade the moment with, it's not a big deal. It is. Let it register. Let your body learn that results are not dangerous. You will notice your baseline confidence widen. Not the loud kind, the oxygen kind. You will know it as literacy. There is a spiritual layer, a quiet vow between you and the intelligence that breathes you. Say it with me, softly, like a contract signed in the heart. I will not beg life to give me what my identity refuses to hold. I will become the place where it belongs, and then I will let it feel the stillness after that. That stillness is expensive. Guard it. We'll finish where we began, but deeper. What if the life you've been chasing is already yours, but you've been standing in the wrong version of yourself to receive it? If the mirror has been honest, then the mission is merciful. become the reflection you want repeated. Not one day, not when the world agrees. Now, in the small, in the unseen, in the way you breathe before you answer, in the way you choose before you explain, in the way you end the day proud, not perfect. Take one more breath, in through the nose, hold, out through the mouth, longer than feels natural, shoulders down, crown lifted, eyes soft, not a title, a truth. I am the version who, fill it. Fill it with a verb you can live tomorrow at 7 a.m., not a slogan you can shout at midnight. Then sleep like someone whose address is known, because it is, and when you wake, you won't try to become. You'll arrive as the one who already is, and let the world do what mirrors do.